Hello and welcome to Truth Speak with Principal Hooks. Today I'm here with
Joe Probst.
and we are going to discuss our state testing here at West Grand High School. Joe, do you know how many state tests or national tests, I guess, that we take here at the high school every year?
I don't know, but my guess is 5.
That's a lot of tests. No. So the freshman class takes the PSAT 8-9. The sophomore class takes the PSAT 8-9. Oh, I'm just kidding. They take the PSAT 10.
Yeah, because they're sophomores.
Because they're
10th
sophomores.
graders.
10, yeah. You are in what grade?
Junior, 11th grade.
And you take the
SAT.
and
The ASVAB.
yeah, and
This one. CMAS.
CMAS. What subject area of CMAS?
English and math.
Nope.
Just math.
Nope.
English.
Nope.
Science.
Just science.
I was seeing if you knew it actually.
Okay, and then how does testing look here this year? Do you know like how we're taking the test, paper, online? What 2 tests are coming up?
The 2 tests coming up are the CMAS and the SAT, and the SAT for the first time ever is going to be on the computers.
Yeah.
I'm very excited for it actually.
To be digital?
Yeah.
You don't like filling in bubbles?
Well, not that, but after taking the practice tests throughout seminar, I think I'm a better test taker on the computer.
Yeah, probably because you use a computer.
I'm an
more than
iPad
pen and
kid.
paper. Yeah. Okay,
Sticky
makes sense.
fingers.
Makes sense. So what day are we taking the PSAT and SAT tests?
April 24?
Mm-mm.
26?
No.
14?
No. April 17th. We will be taking, so freshmen through juniors will be taking the SAT on April 17th.
Yeah.
Yeah. And that morning, is it probably important that you be on time to school?
On time to school, get a good breakfast, get a lot of sleep that night, be on time to school, because just like in the ASVAB, if you're late, you're not getting in.
You're not getting in. And then what happens?
And then you have to retake it and pay for it.
Well, yeah, no.
You
We'll
have to
have
take
a
it on a
makeup.
different time.
You have to take it on a different day. But then if you miss the makeup day, yeah, you'll have to pay to take it somewhere else.
Yeah, not here.
Which is a bummer.
Yeah.
Real bummer. And then what do we use test scores here for at West Grand?
Funding.
For funding, a little bit. So CMAS, it's not really tied to funding, but CMAS goes to the state, so our CMAS scores, and it helps kind of give our school a grade. Same with SAT scores, kind of helps grade our school.
If we have a good overall, if the junior class has a good score, like I'll go to other schools who went to Liberty Commons for a wrestling meet, and on the walls they had all of their averages, and that it was impressive to see all their averages. Like I don't know, it was like they all had like average of 1,400, which that's a lot. That's a big score in average, but that's it. It helps if you have, it gives a good idea for a more intelligent or a smarter school.
Right, gives
Better
us a
teachers,
school grade,
you know.
yeah. And then what would teachers use the information for? Like when we get test scores back, do you think that they use them for anything, or they're like, whatever, moving on?
I think the teachers could use it. I think they could be like, this is what my students really excelled in, or this is what I could work on. We use this, we learned this really well, and this is what we could work on more.
Mm-hmm. And so what could students use their test scores for?
Personally, I'm probably going to use my test score hopefully to go to college.
Mm-hmm.
And if I know that I don't have a great, like I am really good in math and not in English, I could really try to work on math. And the test scores helps narrow down the areas that you know you're not good at. Like you can be good at math but not good at like quadratics or just something in a specific subject. So it gives you a little bit more of an idea for what you need to work on.
Yeah. Would that help inform like your school schedule too? Like say you're consistently not doing well in English, would you maybe try to take an extra English class?
Yeah, definitely. Especially if I take it as a junior and I get an alright score, you know, a good score, but if my English is low, then I would, before I go to college, the 2 years from when I take it, my senior year, I'm going to not load up on English, but definitely focus more on it and maybe try harder or take another English class and try to hone in on my skills.
Mm-hmm. So what do you think test day is going to look like or should look like this year for the SAT specifically?
I want to walk you through what I think test day is going to look like. You walk in the door, oh, hey, how's it going? It's going to be a good morning. I say hi to everybody. Everybody says hi to me. And I walk into my locker, put my phone in there, put my backpack in there, and then I'm going to be like, all juniors come to the office. And then I'm going to walk down like this, walk in there, and they're going to be like, everybody get in the auditorium right now or wherever we're taking it. And then there's going to be computers lined up there. You're gonna sit down. And you're gonna talk about why this happened and how long it's gonna take. But it actually doesn't take as long, right? It's only 2-hour test this year instead of 3.
It's a lot shorter.
It's a lot shorter, which is awesome.
Yeah.
Then we're gonna sit down and make sure nobody has their phones and go through the rules and all the sections, and then we're all gonna start at. I bet we'll start. Here's my guess. Official guess. We're gonna start the test at 8:42.
Okay. All right. And then after testing, what do you think we're gonna do?
Hopefully something fun.
Yeah, we are gonna do something
Yeah,
fun.
I hope so.
All right. So here's how testing day is actually probably gonna look. Is hopefully we're gonna set you guys up with some sort of like treat when you come to school, like bagels or donuts or
That'd be
something,
cool.
just in case people didn't get breakfast.
That would
And
be
we have
nice.
school breakfast, which is free. You know.
I had a cinnamon roll this morning. It was delicious.
Oh, it was good. Yeah. So make sure everybody's fed, and then you'll report to your testing room. We'll probably hang like what testing room assignment you have near the front, so you know what room to report
Walk
to
in
that
and
day.
you're like, okay, I'm in Straybrook's room or
Mhm.
whatever.
So you'll report to that room, and then you should have your own Chromebook. And if
I
you
don't have my
don't,
own Chromebook.
because you're a junior, there'll be a Chromebook waiting in the room for you.
Perfect.
But freshmen and sophomores all have their own Chromebooks.
I don't. I have a Mac.
So they need to bring their Chromebook.
Yeah.
And you'll have one waiting for you.
Okay.
And then everybody's going to test. It's going to be quiet in the building. Seniors can come hang out if they want in the auditorium and get help with their college classes or study hall or some tutoring by
No
Mr.
classes are
Miracle.
going to be in session.
No classes in session. Everyone's
Wow.
going to be testing, and seniors can go to the auditorium and get homework help, hang out, do their college classes, work on any capstone edits they might have. So that will be available to them. Then after everyone's done testing, we will have pizza for lunch.
Ooh.
Yeah,
What
from
kind of pizza?
Domino's. All different kinds of pizza
You get a
from
Hawaiian
Domino's.
pizza.
Ooh, Hawaiian.
I love
would be good.
Hawaiian.
Okay. All right. So then we're gonna have some pizza, and then after that, we're gonna have some afternoon, like rotation areas that people can go to. So we'll have a movie in the auditorium. We'll have like board games and card games in Mr. Tripp's room. We'll have like a craft time area in the art room. We'll do some blacklight dodgeball in the gym.
Ooh, that'll be cool.
Yeah, and so you can kind of choose where you want to be. It's kind of a test for this year. How many people do you think are going to stay to do that?
Compared to go home?
Yeah.
I think it depends on who stays. If you have a few good influences stay and say, hey, I'm going to go play dodgeball, then others will be like, you know what? I want to play dodgeball too.
Do you think that the school would continue to offer these fun things after testing if people actually stayed to engage in them?
Yeah, if they stayed. I think if everybody goes home,
If everyone goes home
Then they
next year, we probably just are going back to class.
yeah.
Yeah.
Which sucks. Nobody
Yeah.
wants to do that.
So maybe we should pump kids up about this
Yeah,
on
I'm going to pump
Thursday.
them up.
Pump them up. Pump
I'm
the people
staying.
up.
Joe
All right.
Probst is going to be there.
Joe Probst will be at the fun. Because we want to celebrate testing and the
Yeah.
hard work that you guys have done and not just throw you back
Work
into
all
class.
year. You work 3 years to
Yeah.
take the SAT.
Yeah.
More than 3 years. Your whole life. You've learned a lot of information.
Right.
And this is a big moment.
And it's pretty good for the school to know what we're doing well and what we're not doing well so that we can
Yeah.
figure out things that we need to change for next school year, right?
Agreed.
Right? So if kids don't try on the test the way that shows what they actually know, we won't know what we need to do better teaching you guys.
Yeah, agreed.
So it's kind of important.
And eventually, it could all be perfected. Like in a school year, you'll learn everything that you're going to know in the SAT, except that it changes.
Right.
But you can get a good idea
Mhm.
year after year.
Yeah.
And then if you get a good, like years after years of getting good scores, and everybody stays, then it'll be pretty consistent. And,
Right.
you know,
Why do you think it's important that we take CMAS science?
because there's no science on the SAT,
Correct. Yeah. So then that would be really hard for our science teachers
it
to
would be
know
super hard.
where we're at as far as state standards go.
Why don't we take history?
Well, we will. So we've had like a 5-year break in the state of Colorado.
5-year
I
break?
think it's been 5 years since we've taken the social studies assessment.
That's outrageous.
Yeah, but we will again take the social studies assessment, I believe, starting next school year.
I will not take it.
You will not take it. Yeah, seniors don't take any tests.
Really?
Yeah.
They just prepare for the next level of education.
Correct. They spend time on scholarships, college applications, trade school
I actually
applications.
have been doing that as a junior.
So, all right. Well, moral of this truth speak. What's the truth about testing?
The truth about testing is that it's actually not a bad thing, and if your attitude about the test matters, your attitude about everything matters. But if you're going to the test with, man, I hate this test and I don't want to take it, or if you go, you're going to get a bad score, you're not going to do well. But if you go into it with a goal of hitting a score, or you know what your PSAT was and your goal, if you got a 1,000 on your PSAT, you're like, I can get a 1,200 on your SAT, or you're like, my goal is to get a good score so I can get into a good school. it's your attitude about it, and that testing is helpful for your peers, yourself, and your school.
Enough said. Thank you, Joe Probst.
Thank you, Ms. Hooks.
Yes.